Hey, Coach, you had quickly play some big minutes towards the end there. Can you talk about his composure as a rookie to just go in and make all the right plays defensively and offensively?
Yeah, no, I thought he played really well, and he doesn't have his timing yet. He's out for quite a bit, but he's fighting through things, and his shot making ability puts a lot of pressure on people, and it opens things up. And then, of course, his ability to draw fouls. But I thought that whole group, the way they fought, particularly the group at the end of the third quarter, they got us going. We got the ball moving a little bit, started making plays for each other. We knocked down a couple threes, and then the defense took off after that. So then this team puts a lot of pressure on you, and we found a way to win. We didn't play great, but we found a way to win. And I love the fight of the team.
Next question comes from Bruce Beck, NBC.
Tom, how do you explain 4 out of 5 and doing it really well on the road? What do you attribute the way this ball club's playing?
Well, I think the togetherness is a big part of it, and I think the willingness to share the ball, to play hard for each other, and it starts with our defense and the rebounding. We still have to get our turnovers down, but I think just the overall way that they're playing for each other, I think that's a big part of winning. And so they come in, they work every day. We're not perfect. We have a lot of work to do. Concentrate on the improvement now, and we have to learn from every game. So we won the game, but obviously there were things that we could do a lot better, and that's what we'll focus on. When we go home, there's another challenge waiting for us.
Next question comes from Ian Bagley, SNY.
Tom, sorry, I jumped in here a minute late, so I apologize if you were asked this already, but obviously you stay with Quickley the whole fourth quarter. What have you learned about him, since you've started coaching him that led you to be comfortable playing him in those moments?
He can shoot. No, he's just the way he approaches the game, attitude, approach. He does have that one skill that opens everything up, and he's a student of the game. Every day he's getting better and better. I think when you're as intelligent as he is, you'll pick up things quickly, and that's what he's done. And then we were searching, we were struggling, and we found a group that got going, and we were riding with them. So as I said, the big thing was just finding a way to win. And of course, Julius had a monster game, and I thought the way Mitch is playing, particularly in his pick and roll defense, it's special, and he makes our team different when he's on the floor.
Next question comes from Chris Eisman, The Record.
Hey, Tom, what has stood out to you about what Austin Rivers has been able to do and what kind of he's brought to your team so far?
Well, a lot, same thing, because it's, and he ended up guarding Young quite a bit in the second half. So you start with his defense, and then his ability to make a shot. But the big thing is his ability to break you down off the dribble. And so I think that's critical for our team. And he made a huge shot, made some big plays for us, and his experience. He's been around. He understands, what it takes to win. He understands the difference between the first 3 quarters and the fourth quarter, and the intensity that's involved. So he's added a lot, particularly now where we're shorthanded. And so, I think as he becomes more familiar with the system and everything, his teammates, he'll be terrific. And of course, I think he and RJ put a lot of pressure on people, and you throw Quickley in there, and Alford's played really, really well for us as well. We got a lot of guys that, as I said, they're playing for each other. They're tied together defensively, but offensively, their willingness to share is huge.
Next question comes from Mark Berman, New York Post.
Yeah, Tom, I got a little late here. But were you asked about Nerlens, Noel, and his availability all of a sudden not there, and how you had to scrap without having any depth up front?
Mark, I'm sorry, you faded in and out. Can you repeat that, please?
Nerlens Noel and
Yep.
his late injury, how were you able to deal with it, and when did you find out, and how were you able to scrap through despite not having any big man depth?
Yeah, and he got nicked up in the last game, and we thought, the day off, and we thought he would be able to go. And then when he warmed up tonight, he didn't feel quite right, so we felt it was just better to rest in this situation, and he'll be examined when he gets back to New York.
Next question comes from Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, I know you've said you're never satisfied, but is there a part of you that is maybe surprised at how you guys are finishing some of these games and winning, 4 or 5 this early in the season? I don't think many predicted that it would happen this quickly.
Yeah, the thing is I go by really how we practice, and I felt like we started to practice really well, and then I started to see carryover in the game. And then and we're not perfect. There's mistakes that we're making out there, but I think when you play hard and you play for each other, you can cover up for those things. And then if you concentrate on the improvement, good things could happen. And just to understand what it takes to win in this league. And the big thing is if you defend and you rebound and you take care of the ball, you're going to be in position to win. And that's what we did tonight. We hung around and then we made a run late and we found a way to win it. So we want our team to be mentally tough, physically tough, emotionally tough, and you can only get that by working.
Our last question comes from Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, Tom, before the game, you said of Trae Young's ability to draw fouls, it's interesting. What are you thinking when Manuel has kind of shown an ability to do similar things, including to Trae in this game? And is that something that you as a staff have taught him, or is that something kind of he's brought on his own?
No, I think if you went back to Kentucky, I think that's one of the things I liked about him in watching him play there was his ability to draw fouls. And then, and our staff has done a good job of having him watch the guys that are drawing fouls. And like I said, the big thing is he's a real student of the game. So, he's watched quite a bit of Trae Young. And the one thing about NBA players, they're very intelligent. They're always going to figure out how the game is being refereed and how they can take advantage of things. And so, and some guys have really mastered it. And so what happens is that, the other players in the league, they watch it and then they're going to take advantage of it. So, I know what the rule book states, and, and that's why you want to teach fundamentals. And, some guys get calls, some guys don't. But I think what Quick has done is, and it's all set up with the shooting ability, because you have to be up.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Hey, Emmanuel, you play with a lot of composure out there, especially crunch time in the fourth quarter. Can you just walk me through your mentality and kind of your fearless shot taking and defensive plays?
One, my coaches give me a lot of confidence. Teammates, they inspire me, give me a lot of confidence, and give all glory to God. Just being in this position with some great guys, I feel like, when you have great guys around you, it makes it really easy to be comfortable in those tight situations. So just all that together, it makes it really easy.
Next question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Emmanuel. What does it show you about coach's belief in you when he puts you in with 3 minutes to go in the third and keeps you in right to the last minute?
Just shows that, there's a lot of trust. I feel like coming from Kentucky, you got to do the same thing with Coach Cal. You got to earn his trust defensively, offensively, just all around in the game. When a coach wants to, stick you in the fourth quarter, that means he trusts you, especially be a point guard. You got to try to lead the guys and just try to be a leader. And I try to do that on and off the floor. And, hopefully I can continue to do that.
Next question comes from Ian Bagley, SNY.
Man, I think you had a strip of Trae Young at one point late. What's your approach defending him?
I watched a lot of film, so just try to not give him nothing easy without fouling. Take away his three-point shot. He had got to the rim, so I just tried to get a last-second swipe, and I ended up getting the ball. But, he's a great player, really talented, obviously. He still had a great game, but that was kind of the game plan. So he's a great player, and I try to make a play on the ball.
Next question comes from Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, Emmanuel. Tom was saying that you've been watching film of Trae. Did you enjoy kind of having that matchup in the fourth quarter with him? And I know you talk about how you approach my defense, but also just about offense because you drew that foul call on him.
Yeah, not only watching Trae, but just guys that draw fouls. I feel like that's becoming a big part of the NBA is being able to get to the line. So that foul I drew on him, that's just from watching, a lot of great players. Obviously, like I said, he's a great player, so it's a tough matchup. But you just try to do the best you can, make him take a tough shot, and at the end of the day, live with the results.
Next question comes from Ian Bagley, SNY.
Emmanuel, I know it's early, but I think you mentioned in your post-game interview on TV that you think this group could do something special. Or what do you feel about this group? What have you seen that leads you to believe that?
On teams I've been on in the past, I've been on a lot of winning teams like USA Basketball. Both my years in Kentucky, we had winning teams. And you can tell when guys like being around each other, not only on the floor, but guys like being around each other off the floor. That's a big part of team chemistry. We don't really have a lot of egos, which is kind of hard, I feel like, to find in the NBA. But this team has great camaraderie, and I feel like, that's the biggest part of being able to do something special. That's why we've been able to come back a lot of times, and whether it be preseason, NBA, regular season, we were able to come back from 15-17 because we just don't give up on each other.
Next question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Manuel, you and Austin have made a pretty good combination here, and I think he said that he hasn't had a chance to have a real practice with the team. How do you know where he is on the court, what he likes yet?
Honestly, the one I found him in the fourth, I didn't even see him till like the last second. So, I mean, that's kind of just all field, just trying to have an awareness of where everybody is. I mean, he can score the ball with the best of them, so it kind of makes it easy for me. And then he also can handle the ball as well. So we kind of play off each other offensively. Defensively, he's really good as well. So it just makes it really easy on both ends of the floor playing with him.
Our last question comes from Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, Manuel, do you feel like you guys are kind of finding a flow now? I mean, obviously you have the truncated training camp, preseason being what it was, and just everyone's talking about how much quicker everything is. I mean, you're 7 games into it now. Do you feel like there's kind of understanding of what the systems are and also playing with each other?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting a great feel for each other. Just our off days, we're taking those, well, not even off days, they're like lighter days. We're taking those really serious, getting in the gym, getting work in, whether it be 3-on-3, 4-on-4. We just try to, get better each and every day. That's what Coach Tibbs is preaching, just to take every day one step at a time, get better, and just live with the results, at the end of the day in the games.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Hey, Mitch, Coach has praised you, especially over the last couple of days, about how hard you're working both on the offensive, defensive end. Can you talk about what you've worked on most this offseason and what you're seeing translate out there on the court?
Really just been working on trying to stay out of foul trouble. I mean, I kind of get to the part where I get 3, but I mean, I've been working on that, having my hands up, sliding more, offensively, I just want to add to the, help the team out really. It's I have KP with me, so now we just, we do some offensive stuff, just gotta, just work, keep working.
Please raise your hand if you have a question. I'll bring you into the room. Next question comes from Ian Bagley, SNY.
Yeah, Mitch, just in general, I mean, you guys come back from 15 down to win this game. You've won 4 of 5. What do you think's going right with this group so far?
Everybody got a positive mindset. I mean, everybody want to help each other. So, I mean, with that being said, we've been working on our team chemistry and everything like that. So, it's been working out great for us. Julie's been handling his business, and everybody just been working hard.
Ian Bagley, SNY.
Mitch, you mentioned it a minute ago, but just is it a matter of you doing different techniques and getting comfortable with them when you talk about the fewer fouls or less frequent fouls?
Yeah, what I mean? So it's actually because nobody want to be yelled at by the coaches. So so I've been just trying to maintain that. So the best way that I can, really. So really, I've been working on it.
Next question comes from Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, Mitch. Why do you think you guys were able to make that comeback and especially find a way to stop Trae Young and kind of quiet him down in the fourth quarter?
Oh, I mean, everybody started bringing more energy. That's what we really needed in that fourth. 'Cause down the stretch, we was down quite a little bit. Kev hit a big shot for us, and we lived off that. Really, that's when the energy really picked up. So we going into the fourth, and the energy just went high. So I mean, Quick came in there, put in his work, and he just helped us out. So I mean, everybody really contributed to the game.
Thank you, Mitch.
Hey, Julius, what would you say, the biggest takeaway is from this road trip, aside from you guys finished strong, finished, with a big comeback win, but what's the biggest thing you want to take away from this road trip?
We're just learning how to finish games, how to win games. I think that's important with us being a young team, is learning how to play together on both ends of the floor and good or bad, how the game's going. We're learning how to come together and win games. So I think that's really big.
Next question comes from Steph Bondi, Daily News.
When you say you guys are learning how to finish games, are you surprised at all how quickly this is coming together? I mean, for the last 5 wins, is this surprising at all?
I don't know if it's surprising, but I like the confidence of our group. Every game we come in, we expect to win. Even if it's a tough matchup, we expect to win the game, and I love that about our group. And I think it's also a testament to the coaches. Tibbs is every day. He's on us. He's great. He's a great leader for us, but he's given us a game plan that we believe in every day. And we're coming into every game focused, locked in on the game plan and what we need to do. And we feel like if we do that, we have a chance to win the game. So we're just trying to give ourselves a shot every night. And like I said, down the stretch, starting to learn how to win games.
Next question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Julius. Emmanuel comes in late in the third quarter and basically rides to the end of the game almost. Just what you saw from him and what he delivers for a young kid just playing his third game.
He was great. He's playing with great pace, great confidence. He has assurance about himself, and he's doing a lot of good things. So for him to be that young and playing this way is great for our ball club. It's great for our team, and coach is showing a lot of confidence in him. So we just got to keep it going and stay in his ear and keep building.
Next question comes from Ian Bagley, SNY.
Julius, it seems like a lot of times coaches ask players, play hard on both ends of the floor, share the ball, take good shots, communicate on defense. But it seems like you guys are kind of embodying that, at least early on under Thibodeau. What is it about his message or his staff's approach that's led to that, what we've seen on the court?
Well, we had the early practices in the bubble, and then we had a short training camp. But, guys were around, throughout the off season. And, we had a great training camp. It was short, but we had a great training camp. And it led into preseason and it's leading to now. But I think guys are believing in coaching and believing in his message of just playing for each other. And that's what we're doing. We're just playing for each other, playing hard. We're playing together, and we can live with the results. But we feel like if we do that, we give ourselves a shot to win every night, and that's what we're doing.
Our last question comes from Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Julius. With Noel injured, another big minute night for you, 43, 44. How are you enjoying this 40-plus minute load that you've been getting?
Well, it's fun, I guess, but the bigger thing is I got to continue to make sure I'm staying on top of what I need to do to take care of my body. So, it's a day in and day out process, but I just try to stay in the moment, stay in the game, whether it's 40 minutes, 35, whatever it is, but whatever gets the job done. So,
thank you, Julius.
yeah, thank you, guys.
Hey, RJ, you've strung together a couple really good games. What's the biggest takeaway from you from this road trip and your really good game so far heading back home?
We're mentally tough. We didn't let that one loss, stop us. And, it was a great road trip overall. We had to fight for this one. And, it's just good to see how resilient our team is.
Next question comes from Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, RJ. Manuel kind of wrote out that whole fourth quarter for you guys, and he's been playing well when he's been healthy this season. What have you thought of, why he's been able to do that right away coming into the league? Why has he been good early on?
He's confident, very confident, and that might just be half the battle. He comes in, he's confident, he makes right plays, he's fouled a lot. So he plays defense. He's great for us.
Next question comes from Ian Begley, SNY.
RJ, that resiliency that you mentioned, I mean, obviously it's early, but it seems like you guys have it as a group. Not every team has that. What about this group that has that mindset?
It starts with Tibbs, and then it goes all the way down. So Julius is tough every night, and then goes all the way down the line. Everybody that comes in the game, plays hard, plays with an edge. Everybody on the team contributes in many different ways, and it's been great so far.
Next question comes from Chris Eisman, The Record.
RJ, Coach mentioned a few times tonight about your guys' unselfishness that you play with. How big has that been, and what do you think kind of has led to you guys playing that way so far?
I think it's great. When we play like that, everybody touches the ball. Multiple driving kicks, everybody's involved, and then everybody plays well. Everybody's into the game. So, it's been amazing, and our defense, has been good, and then we get out and run. So, we're doing many different things.
Our last question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
RJ, taking 3 out of 4 on the road and the 4-3 start to the season, what do you take from that? What does it say about this team maybe surprising people early here?
We're playing hard. That's it. We're playing hard every single night, and we're trying and we're fighting. And as long as we do that, we should be okay.
Thank you, RJ.
Thanks, guys.